everyone, and welcome back to the Legal Eagle podcast. In today's episode, I will be discussing the latest buzz around divorce, the possibility of introducing a no-fault divorce scheme here in Singapore. Today, we have a special guest with us to share their views, so stay tuned to hear what they have to share with us. Now, before we delve into the proposed scheme, let me start by explaining how divorce works here in Singapore. In Singapore, parties have to essentially prove one of 5 facts, and they can be either fault-based or no fault-based facts. You have unreasonable behavior, you have adultery, you have 3 years separation by consent, 4 years if there's no consent, and you have desertion. Fun fact, unreasonable behavior is actually the most cited fact in divorce proceedings here in Singapore. And as evident from the phrase itself, it would be not too far of a stretch to say that divorce proceedings citing unreasonable behavior are far from amicable. The Ministry of Social and Family Development is currently looking at a no-fault scheme in a bid to reduce hostility amongst parties. After receiving feedback, they found that having to cite fault actually forces parties to revisit painful memories, creating more tension, which potentially causes the already fractured relationship to become more acrimonious. Since divorce is already a painful process with lots of emotions and grief at play, adopting a no-fault divorce process seems like the right way forward. So the proposed scheme actually allows parties to file divorce proceedings without having to state any form of fault, and they're not actually referred to as plaintiff and defendant. They're merely referred to as the applicants. And if you ask me, this is fantastic because it reduces the acrimony and parties are no longer seen as having to fight the other party. Some people, however, are objecting to these proposals because they feel that this would reduce the sanctity of marriage and it makes divorce easy, for want of a better word. But I don't agree with them. If you ask me, divorce is a hugely traumatic experience. No one gets married with a view of getting divorced. Instead of making it tougher for an already fractured and broken relationship, parties should actually have a legal process which reduces conflict as far as possible. All right, now that we know where Singapore is headed, let's hear from our special guest, Sonny Patel.